Man, it has been so long since I made a video on this channel. JBD Studios, guys, welcome back to the studio. You know, over the past weekend, I have decided to go ahead and finally give my input to the XFL. The 2020 season just kicked off with 4 fantastic games last weekend, with the DC Defenders beating Seattle, the Dallas Renegades losing to St. Louis, my guys from New York, the Guardians, beating Tampa Bay, and of course, let's not forget the Wildcats and the Renegades. Yeah. We all know how that game went. But overall, let me tell you what I think about the XFL, and then I'm going to lay some predictions down. I got the schedule here on my laptop right next to me. Overall, the XFL has, I think, changed the game of football for the better. You know, so many different things can happen. You know, the rule set is different. The pace of the game definitely faster. Instead of a 35 to 40 to 35 second play clock, it's down to 25 seconds. That's really, really good. That makes the play go a lot faster, just like slam ball's 15-second shot clock back when slam ball was a thing. The extra point idea is really great, starting from the 2-yard line for 1 point, the 5-yard line for 2 points, 3-point shot from the 10. We haven't seen any of them yet. I mean, we've seen a couple 1-point tries. I think very few, if not any, 2-point tries. I damn well know we didn't see any 3-point tries during any of the games last weekend. But overall, I'm going to say I think that we're going to see a lot more of the 3-point tries if a team scores and they're still down by a lot, because that can make a lot of, difference in the game. But remember, if the defense picks that ball and runs it back, they score that point after attempt. So here's what I'm thinking. Is the XFL able to last? I was told by a couple friends they have a 3-year contract to run. I'm saying it's going to go 3 years and possibly more. With the way the XFL has done things, it is amazing. The kickoff is great. It starts off both teams at the 35. The kicker for the team that's going to go ahead and make the kickoff, the opening kickoff, starts at their 30. As soon as that ball gets touched by the receiving team or is on the ground for 3 seconds, that ball becomes fair game. Now, here's a cool part, because I didn't even notice this until my friend brought it up. There is no coin toss. I forgot about that. There is no coin toss in the XFL. My friend brought it up to me. The home team automatically chooses receive or defer on the kick. Opening kick. And I remember this from watching a video a little bit of time ago. For any kickoff that happens with a punt, it's got to go past the 20. If not, it's an illegal procedure and the ball is spotted at the 45 of the opposing team. So let's say I'm playing for Tampa Bay. They kick it. Let's say I'm playing against Dallas. Dallas's kick falls short. Guess what? Tampa Bay first down 10 from the Dallas 45. Instead of my 45, it's the Dallas 45, being it easier possibly for us to go down the field the rest of the way and score from just 45 yards out. Yes, there still are field goals like normal, but overall this rule set is pretty big. It's pretty balanced. It's pretty strong. It's very well done. I personally like it. And I think the XFL can and will go strong by multitudes. Multitudes. And the first week has proven nothing but awesome. Nothing but amazing. Okay. Let me go into week 2. I'll give you my predictions for week 2. We have the 2 p.m. game on ABC featuring the New York Guardians, who are 1-0, against the 1-0 DC Defenders. DC was making Seattle look horrible on the board. Granted, they were still down by 1 at the half. DC did really well in their opening game. New York, I don't even think Tampa Bay was even there to play them that game, because Tampa Bay only scored 3 points in the opening game. They lost 23-3. Tampa Bay. New York had that overall control on the offense and definite dominance on defense. So that right there is a thing to worry about, because you got offensive, lines that are really, really great. DC has an okay defensive line. They really do. But I think New York's defensive line is a little bit better right now. If I have to choose between the two, one team's going to go 1-1. And I hate to be honest, that's DC. New York, I think, is going to take this one. And it's going to be it's going to be a pretty close match. It's going to be a shootout, I think. Don't think it's going to go to overtime, but anything can happen in the XFL. Oh, okay. I saw Sea Dragons. I was like, what the hell? Battle of 2 0-1 teams now. Seattle Sea Dragons playing against Tampa Bay. I'm going with Seattle on this one for the sheer fact that Tampa Bay did not show any chance or proof that they wanted to do something in the game against New York. They only put up 3 points. Seattle gave DC something to worry about at the half. DC was down 12-11 at the end of the second quarter, at the end of the half. Seattle was up. Now, mind you, Seattle has, at this point in time, the worst chance to possibly win the entire thing. Okay, they are the dead last team right now. Shocker, we know, right? By the way, that game will be at 5 o'clock on Fox, this game I'm talking about now. Seattle, I think, has enough to do it. Tampa Bay has to step their game up. Step it up, or they're going to get stomped out. I don't think Tampa Bay, however, is going to win this one. I got to pick on this one, Seattle. Dallas Renegades, LA Wildcats, another game. This is a Sunday game, but right now I'm talking about the next 2 games are Sundays. This one will be ABC at 3. Okay. 2 other teams that are 0-1, Dallas and LA. LA, if I believe correctly, if I overheard everything right, they fired their coach or their offensive coordinator or something along that line. They probably shouldn't have fired him, but they should have done something else. I gotta give this one to LA. Not the fact that I'm not a fan of Dallas. I do think Dallas has an awesome ass name for the Renegades. But overall, I don't think Dallas can do it. I don't think Dallas can do it. As I get pinged. I think LA goes 1-1. Finally, St. Louis plays at Houston on FS1. That is a 6 o'clock game. I have to keep looking at my laptop from my desk. This one's a big game. Big, tough shootout with two great teams. Houston is really good right now in the West. You got to watch out for them. They are a tough team. They're going into play. But they're playing again one of the top two teams right now in the East Division. Okay, there are 4 teams that make up the West Division: Houston, Dallas, LA, and Seattle. The 4 teams that make up the East Division: New York, St. Louis, Tampa Bay, DC. I, however, think out of both these two teams, the Roughnecks and the Battlehawks, I'm thinking the Battlehawks will end up winning this game. St. Louis can make plays when it matters. Yes, we definitely had people deal with sacks over the last 2 games, but understand this. When you're looking at a team, at least when I looked at the team, St. Louis was able to make key plays at key times. So you can't take them out of the picture. I do think Seattle has a shot to at least become 1-1, or at least positive on the side. But when you look at both teams, though, when it comes to, I should say, St. Louis and Houston, they're not going to be pulling punches. They're really not. Both teams are going to come out of the gate swinging. But I still think St. Louis can outthink Houston. And football is a thinking man's game. People don't think that, but it is. Think about the strategy. Think about what Andy Reid had to do to get his team to win the Super Bowl. Think about what Chip Kelly had to do to ruin his career. Oh, sorry, that was a different story entirely. But think about what Doug Peterson did to get the Eagles to the bowl. Think about what Jim and John Harbaugh did to get their teams to the Super Bowl. Think about what every coach that has won a Super Bowl had to do. Outthink to outcoach the other team. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen in this game. I overall think St. Louis will outthink Houston, but this game, that game in particular, is going to be the game I want to see the most. Again, that's on FS1 at 6 o'clock on Sunday. Okay? So my opinions again, I'm taking the New York Guardians. Okay, I'm going to pick New York Guardians over the DC Defenders. DC is at home, by the way, for the 2nd week in a row. I'm picking Seattle over Tampa Bay. Both those games are on Saturday. The Sunday games, I'm picking LA to beat Dallas and St. Louis to beat Houston. Okay? Guys, the XFL is here. It's here. And it's football. It is definitely football. And I'm very happy to have it here. Also, I'll be keeping you guys updated with another video about spring training and ideas for APA and Stratomatic coming up pretty soon. I have ideas for Battle Spirits pretty soon. Super Show, definitely, because I have huge events coming up, especially one in April. And I'll tell you more about that when we get a good chance to do that as well. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you next video. If you guys are interested, hit the subscribe button and hit that NOF bell, man, to keep a part of the notification squad. Notify. And of course, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Stay awesome.